Hey everybody, and welcome back to Greatest Good Tarot. Hope you're doing well and keeping out of mischief. Oh, hasn't it been a mad couple of days? If you've been around the channel for the last couple of days, if you're watching this in real time, wow. Just wow. It's just been epic and crazy and shenanigans and all sorts of stuff. If just to catch you up, on Sunday evening or Sunday afternoon, or when was it? It was some point Sunday. I thought it was important to kind of give voice, to give space to show and kind of solidarity of a petition that's happening here in the UK for the boys and girls outside, to call for a new general election. Because we've been predicting people collaborating together, working together to, for the greater good for quite some time now. And I was just nudged. It was like, this is it. Here we go. So I was like, okay, fine. Well, we'll set it up. Problem is, it was then taking up the laptop to run it. So it was like, I'm stuffed now. I can't do anything else. But thankfully, last night Muggins here, we transferred the stream to like a small little computer that runs our bot on our Twitch channel, which is known as Midjuli over there. So she is now running the stream independently of the laptop. So this is the first time I've actually been able to sit down and do readings. So thank you for your understanding. Thank you for your patience and all that kind of stuff. Hello to all the new subscribers. I hope you're doing well and trying to keep out of mischief. Yes. Rule number one. Well, rule number two. Rule number one is always be appreciative. But, we'll get there eventually. So this is a reading suggested by Jewels and Yvonne in the comments down below. That is how you can suggest future readings for the new boys and girls. And they're both asking about why are the public webcams in London been shut down, have been turned off. What is going on there? So that is what this current events reading is for. So just for the new boys and girls, I've just realised, because there's so many peoples now. This is one of 4 types of reading that we do on this channel. Current events readings and prediction readings are designed so that we can look at what's going on in the world and then release them, not take them on, be unburdened by them, let them go, send back to sender, whatever you want to call them. The timeless collective readings are so that we can focus on our personal growth, personal development. And general vibe readings are my actual favourite, which are Village Elite members here on YouTube, exclusive. This kind of a deep dive into different scenarios between 2 countries, 2 people, all that kind of stuff. So it's really kind of, I like them doing them. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, the link to join the elites is down below and is here on YouTube. So that's it. That's all the home, all the housekeeping. I was going to call it homekeeping, and that's not right. So here we go. A current events reading, please. For why the webcams in London have been turned off. For the greatest good for all concerned. Thank you. Always be appreciative. Yes, please. Always. Oh, hello. Okay, just a small cut there. Control with the strength card. Straight out. Some sort of control. I'm uneasy about the Page of Swords there. It feels a bit, some sort of security. There's something, the Devil. This Page of Swords feels as if like it's kind of lies. Swords are truth, knowledge, wisdom. So, but it feels like it's in its reversed state, which is kind of lies, deceit, manipulation, that kind of energy. and especially with the evil of the devil, that's what we're getting here. So let's continue on with the base reading. We always start with a base reading and then build up with different decks on top of it, so that we can get a true understanding. But the deed has already been done. Six of Swords. Whatever they're covering up, whatever they're hiding by this complete turn off of the webcams, and it's not the CCTV, it's the webcams, the publicly available webcams. Don't know. I'm just trying to think what they're called now. Like, is it Earth View and places like those sorts of ones that have been around forever? They're the ones that have been turned off, as well as others. But the Ten of Cups here. Ooh, this feels like something else. We always look at how the cards are, which cards are touching which, and so on and so forth, which are near each other. The top one here is kind of the manipulation, the cover up, whatever you want to, whatever control they needed to do. Six of Swords here, though. Ten of Cups, happy, joy, harmonious even. Words, I can't speak. It's been very busy. And then the Knight of Wands. This feels like you and me, my dears. This feels like, it's almost as if we caught it. Like I said, the Six of Swords here feels in its reverse state, where they're like they've been caught out. They've been, whatever they're doing up here, they've been caught out. They're stuck. They can't move to calmer waters, calmer shores. They're stuck in the storm. Hence the reason why the Ten of Cups and the Knight of the Knight of Wands are you and me calling it out and trying to sort this out, put the passion in, put the energy in, finding out what's going on, holding them to account. The Seven of Cups here is that daydreaming, thinking outside the box. For the Six of Swords, that feels like, oh no, how do we get out of this one? Thinking of solutions. Ten of Cups wise, you and me are like thinking of why would they be doing this? What exactly is going on here? It's surprising that supposedly they've been down for a couple of days now, or at least a week, what I can gather in some places. Some people are stating that. But I have no evidence for that. And it's only like in the last 24 hours have people noticed that they're down. So it's a bit of an intro, which says a lot about the amount of traffic that those webcams get. But it's that kind of, why are they doing this? That kind of energy. And of course, we're worried about it, but we're putting the action in. We're trying to find out. We're trying to sort this out. Universe, one of the 4 extra cards in this deck, which we like to refer to here as the Epic Arcana. So for the new boys and girls, there's Minor Arcana, there's Major Arcana, which would be the Devil, the Strength card, that kind of thing. And the Epic Arcana is the Universe, infinite growth, infinite possibilities. So this is once again kind of referring back to holding people to account. You're in this office, you're in this thing, you work for us, that kind of mentality. Yeah. You tell us what's going on. Why have you done this? Holding them. Yeah. Overarching energy. Queen of Cups. This is the one in charge for me of the cups. Kind of secure, grounded, kind of, it's not from a place of worry. It's not from a place of concern, even though I'll take that worry back. Yes, we're worried about whys, but we're not frantic. We're not anxious. We're not, do you see what I'm saying? It's more from a place of, we're safe, we're secure, we're grounded, but what are you doing? Holding people to account. Underlying energy we have here is the Knight of Pentacles. There is going to be somebody who's going to start talking about it. This feels like an actual, it could be a press release, a press conference, something like that, offering valuable data, information. why they were doing it, what was going on, that kind of thing. Okay, nice. So now we've got the baseline. We'll add up here some more cards to find out what's going on. So what is actually going on here, please, for why the CCTV, not the CCTV, the webcams, the publicly available webcams, why are they all down across London? For the greatest good for all concerned. Thank you. Always be appreciative. And while I remember, just a cheeky little reminder that private personal readings are available only via our website. The link is in the description down below. There will never be any soliciting in the comments or anything like that. That is the only way to do it. You do need to sign up for a username and password, which we refer to as a village ID, because we're building a village, baby. The greatest good village, because it takes a village to support everybody. And you need that ID to log back in to retrieve your video reading when it's done. All right, so there's 2 steps to how to do it. It's nice and simple. There used to be 3. We've streamlined, baby. We've streamlined. So it's over there now. There we go. Get rid. So let's have a look at what's going on here. Ooh, right. Changes are coming. Straight out. Changes are coming. Feeling really positive here. Really nice. So that even though they're think they're in control, they think they can be deceptive and manipulate and all that kind of stuff with the Page of Swords. Changes are coming. Beautiful. Politicians and government. No crap, Sherlock. Uprising. Yeah, here we go. This is you and me, baby. This is it. This is what's happening. And planned outcome. Okay. That doesn't feel good, especially with the devil card there. That kind of evil, manipulative kind of thing. Uprooted with the 6 of Swords underneath in reverse. They're stuck. So they were like, people are being held accountable. They're being taken out. They're being taken out. They're being removed. Slowly but surely. This feels like later on. This feels more January time. People being held accountable. And there's lovely hearts. We always keep coming up with hearts. The volcano card, that passion. Also here with the revived kind of, we're awoken now. We're understanding things. We're keeping an eye out for things. It's like, this doesn't make any sense. This doesn't make any sense. And for the new boys and girls, this is all about Pluto going into Aquarius, right? So when Pluto went into Aquarius, it's all about just getting away with it. It's all about kind of taking your control back. Previously, it was big tech, big pharma, big corporations, big EU and all that kind of stuff. With Pluto in Aquarius for the next 20 years or so, it's now all about coming back to the little guy, smaller governments, smaller businesses, smaller farms and all that kind of stuff. So the frustration, the crazy you're seeing around the world right now is the best way to describe it is the control, who's in control, the fighting of this transition between the two. So if you see it in that kind of guise, we don't have to be as anxious for some people as we have maybe been, because at least the energy has changed. The last time this happened was about 250 years ago, when and we're talking about kind of independence of America, the Bill of Rights, the Constitution, that kind of thing. It's interesting to note that just to complete this idea is that the French Revolution happened about 4 or 5 years, something like that, 4 or 5 years after Pluto left Aquarius, okay? And that's why it failed. The energy had shifted to a different way, a different thing. So it's a unique window of opportunity we have here to really build this fundamental changes. Okay, so that's what I'm, just to explain some background for the new, because I appreciate that we've gained a lot of subscribers in the last couple of days. So victory, success, awesomeness. Oh, that's gorgeous. That's gorgeous. Kind of what we're talking about here, taking control back, kind of taking the initiative, holding people to account, even if it's just a petition and that kind of thing. We're doing 3 at the moment. We're trying to support 3 over on the live stream right now. So please go and check them out. Please go and sign them. Put your name to them. Get those numbers up, because it's all about peer pressure. It's all about holding people to account. The winds of change. This keeps coming up as the kind of, think of it as like the Mary Poppins energy. Will stay until the wind changes. Now the wind is changing. We're in a new cycle, a new way of doing things, an Aquarius and that kind of thing. And then we've got the shake-up is happening. Yes. It's just bam, bam, bam. Hence the reason why the universe card at the infinite growth, infinite possibilities, infinite, infinite, infinite. We're only limited by our own perceptions, if you get me. So that's why the end goal here is so, but we've got to see the consequences. We've got to make it, sort out the damage is done, and we've got to fix it. We've got to acknowledge that there have been mistakes and rectify them. And I think that's mainly what we're getting at the bottom here. Overarching energy, the water is rising. This keeps coming up for Labour in the government. This is all about kind of they're drowning. They're trying to swim. They keep kicking. They can't get water, air. They're drowning over their own silliness and stupidity and stuff like that. Underlying energy, truthfulness there. Oh, nice. The truth is coming out. Nice. So let's get some final tarot here to see any advice, information. How do we move on from here? That kind of thing. So where do we move from here? How do we go from here? For the greatest good for all concerned. Any advice, please? Thank you. Always be appreciative. Yes. Rule number 1. It is rule number 1. Right, here we go. Page of Swords again. This feels upright, though. Calling out, following the data points, following the information, following what people are saying, especially with this webcam and stuff like that. There's a lot of people here, but I'm a bit concerned about this planned outcome, though. I'm a little bit concerned about it. Hierophant, we need to reflect on what do we know for sure. The Page of Swords, though, is a little whimsical. Yeah, it's not the Knight of Swords. Truth, knowledge, wisdom, information rushing in. This is more shooting the crap a bit. Yeah, it's a little bit more. What do you think about this? And what do you think about that? And sharing. Oh, I've heard from so and so that this is happening, like the webcams. Sharing that data so that we can reflect on it with the Hermit card here. What does this mean? How are we going with this? That kind of stuff. We've then got the Moon card, following our intuition, which is over the rebellion, the uprising here card, which is lovely. People holding people account, following our intuition. This doesn't smell right. This doesn't look right. This isn't, we employ you. We want answers. Give us answers. We don't need like flappy face. We want answers. Holding them to account with your intuition. Success with the madness of it. 6 of Wands. Awesomeness. This is us. Like it's like holding people to account once again. Why are you being so stupid? This, that, and the other. Do you know what I mean? It's that kind of energy. It's that kind of what evil deeds are you doing? What is going on? We want to know. And we're being successful. We're holding them to account. You work for us. The Devil's come up again. Notice that it's where they're stuck, though. Yeah? uprooting. We're pulling out the evil deeds, the evil doers. This is lovely. Perfect placements with the two cards here. First, if you notice especially that they were up here doing it, and now they're up the uprooting, being taken out, being pulled out like weeds. We don't want you. We don't want you. We don't want you. We're going to downsize. We're going to put save some money here. We don't need any of you in expensive suits. Thank you very much. Goodbye. You're worthless. Goodbye. It's that kind of thing. Page of Wands. Once again, following this is kind of flirting with ideas. Once again, kind of whimsical with the Page of Swords. So we don't have a full plan of action, but we know what we don't want. And we know that we don't want this, and we're calling it out. We're taking it out. And I like that. What I would, and I think this is really important to share here, is as long as you lean into your faith, if you're, doesn't matter if you're religious, doesn't matter if you're doing it independently through spirituality and stuff, as long as you get to that end goal, that kind of connection, that kind of place to be, that's all that matters to me, right? So this is leaning into your faith, following that intuition, following those downloads and all those nudges and stuff like that. And then the final one here, releasing the burdens. There we go. Notice how we were in the cold with the blue, and it's all this passionate now. All that yummy, warm energy here. Brilliant stuff. 10 of Wands, releasing that burden. The burden's over, yeah? 4 of Wands. 1111, make a wish, happy home, celebrations, enjoyment, feeling more secure in stuff, feeling more just happy. Like we've released these burdens now. Now it's a bit more better. Now it's a bit more easier to move and shake and stuff, yeah? End of a cycle, 10 of Swords. End of a cycle, 10 of Wands. End of a cycle, 10 of Swords. So all this backstabbing and bitchiness and all that kind of the devil's work. The sun is rising in the background. We've got to kind of take a beat, maybe reflect, realize what madness it has been. We've got to learn the lessons. Is what I just downloaded there. Just a little blip. It's just. We need to reflect on the lessons we're learning here. So history doesn't repeat itself. We've got to learn history if some people are into that sort of thing. This is a pivotal moment in time here. Hangman, seeing things from a different point of view, a new perspective, a new way of going, reflecting on that, releasing the burdens, releasing the manipulation. Obviously, the swords are truth, knowledge, wisdom, information, that kind of stuff. And it's just that manipulation of information. I said it eventually, got it out my face. But it's that kind of feeling about it. Overarching energy, out in the cold. Worries, once again, that we had over here. Now we've got the new opportunity. Notice how we're all in pages here. Page of Wands, Page of Swords, Page of Pentacles. We're thinking about, like farmers, where do we want to plant this seed of opportunity? Where do we want to go next? How do we want to do it? What field do we want to plant this seed? What does this new world look like? Does that make sense? It's that kind of energy. Nice. Oh, lovely. So definitely what we're taking away from this is it's definitely something dodgy, and we will eventually get that data, but we need to hold people to account. We need to, it doesn't matter who it is pretty much, you work for us, what is going on? And don't take their first answer, because it will never be the right one. That's the thing. It will always make no sense. So truth, knowledge, and wisdom as we finish off this reading here. Truth, knowledge, and wisdom for this spread, please. Thank you. Always be appreciative. Right. Bullying. Yes. Kind of pointing out. Yeah. They were the bully. Now we're pointing out the bully. Does that make sense? So instead of like this person, if what I definitely got here was this was the institutions. This was I don't know, just pulling something out my flappy bot, kind of the office of the mayor, whatever. Now suddenly it's more of us for them. Then it's like, no, you're the one. Yeah, we're embarrassing them. We're holding them to account. It's like, no, that doesn't make any sense. Sort it out. What is it? Blessing. Awesome. That is gorgeous. This kind of it's what we were talking, Pluto in Aquarius. This is what we're talking about here. This kind of new start, this reboot. Now, obviously, disturbance here. We've got to pull out. This is the devil here again, with the disturbance, the irritations, the issues, the problems we need to fix and resolve properly, efficiently. These are gone. These are gone. Do we like, as an example, do we really need a department of ... No. Let's get all of them. All of them go. Goodbye. That's it. It's that kind of energy. An indulgence at the end here. 3 of Cups of this deck. Oh, that's phenomenal. So, Death. One of my favorite cards in the deck. The Death card is all about rebirth, reborn, renewal. Line in the sand, what has been is gone. It can't come back. It's a new way forward. That kind of thing fits in beautifully with everything here. You can't put, what I keep on saying, you can't put this genie back in the bottle. It's out now. The unfortunate thing is, if you imagine it like political musical chairs, they've been caught with, suddenly the music's off. And suddenly they're caught standing, and everybody else like us have sat down, and so then that you can name and shame them now. That one and that one and that one are not working for us. That for the greater good. Yeah, underlying energy, disappointment. This is their feeling isolated, feeling out in the cold, feeling kind of, oh, why am I left holding the baby? Kind of energy. Yeah. Why am I, there was multiple people before me that built up to this. Why am I the one now being caught out? That kind of energy. Wow. So keep pushing. Freedom of information, stuff like that. Keep on. Do not let this go. Because this, I think, is another example of something hugely bigger than what it seems. For example, over at newswiki.co.uk, there is a page over there that we're keeping a tab of all the suspicious packages that seem to have been appearing over the last couple of... And once you start looking for them, they're all over the country. They're like in random locations. They're consistent. Also finding grenades, bunny flops, that is huge. I had not realized until we started doing our citizen journalism over on that page over there. So if you're interested in that and kind of helping us out there doing that kind of work, that is factually based, evidence-based journalism with a neutral voice. We're all building it together. Please go across there, newswiki.co.uk, get an account, sort it out. Go and have fun. But until next time, where we hopefully do all this all over again, take care. Look after yourself. Be well. And thank you for your company. I'll speak to you soon. See you later. Ta-ra.